Hey, welcome to a beautiful morning out here at the river house. The main thing on the agenda today is just going to be get some insulation, but there's a lot of other things that I could work on. The school year has ended, graduation is tomorrow, so that's going to give me loads more time. And I picked up all the scrap at the school. Most of it's the leftover sheet metal cuttings from kids' various projects, but there's a few things in here, that'll have to be sorted and kept. But for the most part, it's all just scrap metal. And got an old pottery wheel that I believe just has a bad connection inside, so I'll fix that because Shay wants to give it a try. And then we got ceramic plates out of the old kiln, so we'll use these to line that propane furnace, so that I use a little less propane and it gets a little hotter, and it's just full of refractory cement anyways. So we got a few bits and pieces and stuff that have, fire brick. You can also put it in a wood stove or something. Fire ceramic, really. Just odds and ends. But yeah, I'm gonna get this potter's wheel unloaded here, and then I'll go empty all the sheet metal and nastiness out of this truck onto the big scrap metal pile. It's getting to actually be enough to be worth my time taking it in. So we'll have to load up the truck, and when we go to Missoula one of these days, I'll have gas paid for. Welcome to the river house. Alright, before I begin the super fun task of going up and down scaffolding 9 gazillion times, figured it was way past time to stretch out the water line, which has now been coiled about a year longer than expected. So it's resisting, but I figure I got tied to a tree over there and under a big rock up there, and I figure a couple of days we'll have her at least set in this configuration, and then I'll stretch it again. It's got to go down, up, through, and in over there. It ain't gonna make it. That's okay. We'll come up through, and we'll put a yard hydrant somewhere, and then go on from there, or something. Good times. Little sustenance. I don't know if we got a bunch done, but we got some. And take you around into the bedroom. So that entire run is now done, and I just continue to use that dumpster picked fiberglass R23 or whatever it is on top of that, since I don't have the 24-inch R15 that was ordered, I don't know, 3-4 months ago, which is fine. And then I've got this run in place, and all along that edge there's a gap. It's because of how I built it, and that's all been stuffed. This entire vertical wall has been done. That's about what I got as far as those are concerned. What still needs to be done, I realize I haven't finished the rest of this vertical wall, because that's effectively an outside wall. And then we can come into here and start doing this. These are all properly spaced, so it should actually go a little faster. I realize I left a run up in there, and I forgot to double it up, so it means that this much of this run Obviously I gotta cram that corner. But this much of this run will just be R30. So I really need to come back in and stick insulation in each one of those pockets. At least get it up there R40-ish. So I'm not totally done in that room. That's just me. I just forgot to do it. Yeah. I'm gonna enjoy my sandwich here. On the radio today is Hail Mary. It's the new book by the guy who wrote The Martian. It's fantastic. If you like The Martian, it's well worth a listen. Or if you like reading The Martian, I've done both. It's well worth a read. Hail Mary. How gorgeous! You guys are so lucky to get a look at this. Anyways, we're almost there. We've got this run right here, and then across that top right there on these faces. Almost there. We'll definitely have it done before the end of the night. I got 4 bags left, so it's gonna be close, but I think we're gonna make it. 1, 2, 3, so we need 9 pieces. So that's 2 and 1 out of that bag over there. Yeah. I'll be into every bag, but I should have enough to make it. Other things I realized I could do is I could put the fan stuff together really quick, and then purchase the 4-inch ducting. I kind of want to use the rigid stuff because it flows so much better. Though I'm attracted to the simplicity of a crinkle duct. I guess I could do the aluminum crinkle duct, huh? Kind of split the difference there. I'll probably just do the rigid stuff. I'm distracted myself. On with the mask and up with the scaffolding. And it's done. Well, it's not done. The whole roof needs another layer or so of the R15. I have got 8 pieces left. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Which isn't gonna finish. I'm gonna need one more bag. I'll round up all the scraps that are kicking around, but I believe I'm gonna need one more bag. We were close. I only have 2 pieces of the fiberglass left too. So that's fine. I didn't want to end up with too much. But we can't do any of that until we get some other stuff. So onward to the next thing. I think I'm going to go straighten out my water line. Since it's been under tension all day, I can probably untwist it a few times, pull her tight again, and ratchet it down and let it continue sitting. And we're back. Bright new day. It's actually 2 days later. I had graduation and didn't come out here, but yeah. Started the day with a motorcycle ride. Gonna do waterline. There's only a handful of things that I'm equipped to do right now. I could put the trim up on that house, which is nice. Or I could dig in the water line. That's necessary. So we're going to do the necessary part. I'm going to bring the excavator up into here and use some of that dirt and some of this dirt to kind of make myself a landing pad so that I can track over into that area and then reach down, hopefully reach down and start at the end of my waterline ditch. I know that my power line comes directly across right through there. Can't be very deep, so I don't want to mess with any of that. So as long as I'm on the high side, I should be okay. That's the thought anyways. I've already drug the water line up the hill, much straighter today. That worked well. And I've checked that the excavator's got oil in it. There's not much else to do but fire it up and give it a try. I mean, the worst that can go wrong is I accidentally slide sideways or swing into the power pedestal. I mean, if I do that, and electricity should go down to the tracks, right? So I should still be okay. I'm not worried much. No, it's fine. It's fine. I don't like running the machine tilted quite that much, but it's only digging dirt. It's not going to be very long. And as I remove stuff, I'll build myself a pad to sit on. If I'm honest, the only real issue, don't hit that phone line. That's the fiber optic trunk line for the county. Don't hit that. I have been told that would be pricey. Oh, we're doing okay so far. I haven't got one of those fancy schmancy cameras that hold themselves, so I'm doing this one-handed. I spin real ginger this way. No need for that centripetal force to be throwing me downhill. Yeah, that's my view. Oh hey, I can see a lot more if I do this. But that's my view. That's my job. Working great. I don't know what I was so worried about. That is nearly pure sand. Last time I had sand like that, we found a cave. Unless the cave is big enough to run, we found that cave over there. Unless that cave is big enough to run my water lines through or make a two-car garage, I'd prefer not to find a cave. Okay, there it is. It's got some jigs and jogs in it, and I imagine it'd be better if life were straight. But it'll be deep enough. The power line can come in somewhere down in there. Definitely gonna have to dig this a little deeper, but the power line can come in somewhere down in there and right on top of the ditch. I don't know about propane tanks yet, where they'll go, or and the original plan was to put them down there. I'm not sure. It's pretty close to 4 feet. I didn't measure any of it. I just based it off how much of the bucket I could see. It's a mess up here. I wanted to be careful to how close I was getting to those power lines. The excavator's going to struggle to climb back up in here to bury it all. Backhoe might back up. And we'll have a weird jog, but that's still pretty straight for the power lines. It is what it is. That's the ditch. That's what I buried in. Fascinating having all of the track chains buried in this powder. It's caked up on the sprockets. So the track chains are tight like piano strings right now. This one's not quite as bad. But yeah, got all this mud and nastiness. It's not letting that fine dirt out. See what I mean? It's like sedimentary rock up there. I assume it'll all come out of it pretty quick as I rumble across the flat ground here. But I'll poke at it with a stick. Okay. Now we go to the top and I'll bring the ditch up there. Don't know that I want to trench all the way to the house yet. Simply because we're not ready yet. Oh, this jog is going to be difficult in the water line. That's all right. Plastic bends, right? We'll just make her so. We'll just do it. Okay, I don't know if the day is over yet, but it's definitely winding down to a close. I did go up and I got all of the metal trim on this side installed, and I even fabricated up some end caps there so that water stays out. I have measured the width for the soffit, and I've got all that I can calculate up. The downside is I've also found out that a single sheet, a T11 siding, which is what I was going to use for my soffit, is $91 a sheet. $91 a sheet. There, let's put some perspective on that. $91 a sheet means that from the front door up, across, and down, not including the windows, is about $950 worth of siding. So call this from that bay there across, you know, call that $1,300. That's a lot of money. So 4 or 5, $5.5, almost $6,000 to sheet the thing in T11. This, and of course you've seen the inside of this. This is that rock grotto area. Strongly tempted to do that with just metal, vertical metal. Oh, other than that, I got all the distances calculated for the wire I need to buy and the conduit for the well. And I think we figured out the house color. I'm going to have them shoot that rock. And that'll be the main house color. Good Lord. 91 a sheet.